All right, welcome to another edition of Mentorship Mondays on the Owwll App. Now, here's the thing, guys. If you do not have a copy of the Owwll App yet, then please go over to the Google or Apple Play Store and download your copy. Because you see, here's the thing with the Owwll App is there's not many apps or places you can go and put up a profile and have the ability to network with the person you want to network with and ask the questions. You want questions? You have questions about engineering, AI, fitness, performance, go on the Owwll App. We're all on there, and there are tons of other professionals that are on the Owwll App ready to answer your questions. It's a free app. Download it, check it out. Just make sure you get on it. That's what we got. So let's get this show off to a great start. I have my co-host, Domenica, over here to my right.
Hello.
Hello. And who's this gentleman to my left?
Hey, Sebastian.
Thank you for the invite, and I'm pretty excited for this one. It's going to be my first in-person podcast, so we'll see what we can get out of this.
All right, we'll be gentle with you.
All right, let's do it.
All right, Sebastian, let's talk. We got mental and physical framework. What is that?
So I think I view it more as a tool right now, more into, we're talking about entrepreneurship and building, empires. I think the first thing we got to touch on is the mentality. I think we even talked about this earlier. I think we have to build those foundations when we're young. I mean, my age, I'm just 24. I'm still building the foundations, but I want to build first an unbreakable mindset. Then I can tackle on with the rest, things that will come up in life,
Good. Well, tell us a little bit about that unbreakable mindset. What's that all about? What does that look like?
It's been a journey, actually. I haven't even finished it. I think you probably haven't even finished that either. I think we're all continuously learning about this. I think we all have to be, open-minded, and we have to be observant. We have to use a lot of imagination, and I don't think a lot of people are using that anymore. Just imagining first their vision, what they want to do, what they want to accomplish first, and really believing in that. And then after that, just learning from whatever the challenges may come up with, and also from the people that you may know.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I like that. But I feel like I'm speaking for maybe like one other person, hopefully a few more. But what makes that important?
What makes that important? I think it's a good question. I wanna get back.
Yeah, it is a good question. That's why I asked it.
How could you start that one?
Can I say it's the foundation of everything? So let's think about the Porsche Tower in Sunny Isles. Did you hear about that news?
No, what happened with the Porsche
The
Tower?
Porsche Tower that's being built in
Wait, isn't
Sunny
there
Isles.
already one in like Brickell or something?
Sunny Isles.
But there's one already.
No, I didn't know there was.
Hey,
I thought this was the first
Messi
one.
or whatever lives in it.
I thought this was the first one. I mean, it's been open for a little bit, but they found that it's sinking.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It makes sense.
Right.
It's a big building. It's heavy.
So think about when you don't have a good foundation, and you were talking about this earlier,
Yeah.
and you're building this tall building, eventually, no matter how expensive these condos are, and how prestige the name brand behind it is, if you don't have a strong foundation, everything will eventually come crumbling down.
Well, just to add to that really quickly too, is because we did talk a little bit about it earlier. And here's the thing: I remember a little. You guys want to hear a tiny little story from the past?
Yeah, of course.
Do you?
You got good
The
stories.
details, you have to be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that interesting though, but all right, I'll take my best shot. So I don't know, this was probably 15, 20 years ago. It was after the surfing company, but before the cosmetics one. And I'll never, ever, ever forget. I'm sitting there one day and I'm at home and I'm watching TV, and it was actually MTV, and they were doing interviews. This was back in the day when bands would come on, they would interview them.
The good times.
Oh, yeah, when MTV was actually, when it was the thing. And I remember it was really interesting because I've always had, I don't know, this mind, the way my mind works is like when I watch something, I'll grab some entertainment out of it, like even action movies. If it's supposed to be entertaining, then let's see what's entertaining. But I'm always looking behind the scenes. Like, what's the message? What's the meaning? What are they really trying to say without actually saying it?
Yes.
Because there's always, like in communication, you always have your superficial communication, then you have the hidden communication, and then you have the secret layer of communication. So MTV, they're interviewing this band which I'd never heard of until I saw them getting interviewed.
What was the band?
Oh my God. I dare even say the name. The Insane Clown Posse.
What?
Have you guys ever heard of the Insane
No.
Clown Posse? Oh my gosh, you're about to. So the Insane Clown Posse, the lead singer is the one doing the interview, and I don't remember his name, but they're all dressed like clowns. Literally, they're dressed like circus performers, clowns. And the interviewer is asking all kinds of questions, like how did you get started? How did you find each other? And just going on, with this whole interview with all these questions, to the extent where finally she's saying, like, so let's like fast forward, go into the future. Where do you guys see yourselves? Where do you see the band? And I'll never forget when the lead singer just answered, and he's leaning back. He's as relaxed and as calm and as chill as a cucumber. He doesn't have a care in the world on his face. And he goes, the exact same place we are today. And she looks at him and she says, it's a complete bewilderment, totally confused. And he continues to just sit there and nod his head. And she goes, well, and I think at this time Britney Spears was big and some of those other ones. And she goes, well, don't you ever want to have like a gold or platinum selling album? And the guy's like, he looks at his band. He's like, nah, we're cool. And then she looks even more confused. And then finally, you can tell that this guy, there's a lot more behind the mask, because all of a sudden you see him kind of like come a little bit more alive. And he looks at her and he goes, listen, we have a following. It's called the Juggalos. Have you heard of it? And she goes, yeah, I was going to ask you all about the Juggalos. And they go all across the country and the world. No, they have a tremendous following. And he goes, here's the thing. He goes, we may not be the tallest tree in the forest, but our roots run deep and no storm's ever going to take us out, because we're going to keep taking care of our fans and keep taking care of our Juggalo community. And right then and right there, when he said that, that's when I had an aha moment and realized that it's not about being the biggest, baddest, boldest, flashiest. What it is about is having really deep roots and being really important to a group of people. Knowing that that group of people can count on you, can look up to you, can follow you for exactly who you are and what you say you are, because that is who you are. In a million years, I never thought I would have learned that lesson from the band Insane Clown Posse that has a Juggalo community.
I wonder what's
following.
up with them.
Oh, you're going to have to look them up. I'm like, with my last company, when I had the cosmetics one, I had a guy who was a delivery, he did delivery warehouse. He was an amazing team member. He did so many good things for us, but he was actually part of the Juggalo community.
Okay.
And then he had to take a weekend off. He's like, Jeff, there's a huge gathering up in like Ocala or something in the forest. And they like bring motocross and they drink beer and they have like trucks with big tires. And I don't know, they roll around. I don't know. It just seems like a crazy, like almost borderline Mad Max party. Everyone dressed up in Halloween costumes, playing with fire and sharp objects. And hopefully they all make it home alive.
All right.
With a band playing on the stage.
That's interesting. And I think it comes down to the business aspect of things, of building a strong community.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to how business works nowadays, if you build a strong brand and a loyal following, raving fans, they will follow you no matter what business you do. You could start a cosmetics, you could start a clothing line, you could do whatever it is you want. There will be a loyal following behind that.
Well, that's it too. It's like when you're building a business, starting a business, whatever, starting, building to growing and all that, it doesn't take a lot of people to become really successful. You just have to matter to enough people. So do the math, whatever it is, your product or service that you're offering, figure out, where do I want to go? How high do I want to take this? Okay. So I want to go this far. Say, you want to earn this much. All right. So you're looking at these two things. You look at your product or your service, figure out what you can charge, reverse engineer the numbers and see exactly how many people you need to hit these levels. Now, let's say, a few other things that are important to you. You want to give back, charity, things of this nature. Well, you have to put, well, I shouldn't say you have to, but I would suggest you put dollar values by each one so you know what you're getting involved into. You know what you're getting involved in. You know the territory you're going into. because everybody, so many people in business say, I want to start a company and become super successful with almost no strategic plan of what that's going to take. That's why, like, even when I was part of an organization way back, there was an individual that had a company that was doing like $33 million a year, something crazy like that. And the guy was making like less than 100,000. That was, yeah. And then I used to look at him and I'd say the amount of risk you are carrying. See, people don't think of the risk. They just don't. I'm not a lawyer, but I know how things work. You have to think of your back end. When you're running a business, you're the owner and you're the founder. You need to be thinking of every direction someone can come at you. And if you're running a $33 million company and you're making like 89,000 a year and you're telling everyone around you, you're just waiting for the big sellout. Well, I get it. Yeah, that's exciting. A huge exit. All right, fine. Fireworks go off. There's a marching band and the whole neighborhood throws a block party for you. Well, here's the thing. In between present moment and the future, guess what? Until you're selling or it's, you have a letter of intent, you have nothing. You still have a $33 million liability where you're making 89,000 a year. And guess what? You get a monkey wrench thrown in that. There goes all your dreams. And then your house that you're spending what, $5,000 a month. You're probably running it through the company, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand a month on your mortgage, your car payment. Yeah. When the music stops, that keeps coming. That keeps coming. And that's exactly how you see people who have said, I've had 5, 10, 15, $20 million companies or more, and they're broke. It's because they did not play the game right. They played from the position that most people do. And what happens is when they start becoming successful, they say to themselves, hey, look at me, I'm successful. And they get so caught up in that. Some of the most successful people I've had the pleasure of knowing and some of my mentors, even people ask me, Jeff, who's your coach? Who do you work with? My coach doesn't advertise. You're not going to find him. Doesn't even have a website. You need a referral to get in with them. He doesn't need the spotlight. He doesn't care. People that know where quality is to be found know where to find him. You got to realize the people that are out there marketing the hardest and that are flashing everywhere, same with products. Come on. That's marketing. That's flash.
We were talking about this. I don't know when it was, but at the conference last week that we did, because one of the biggest companies in the United States, which is L'Oreal, spends millions and millions of dollars on marketing, but they're one of the biggest reasons why they want TikTok to be taken down, and they're pouring so much money into that campaign.
Look at that.
Because people are coming out, doctors, whatever, specialists, saying, most of these cosmetic products don't do anything. They have no proven science behind them. They have no proven results. It's just amazing marketing with a budget being put behind it.
I unfortunately can't comment on that because I'm locked down in that respect, but you can continue talking about it.
Yeah. So what people don't understand is that if you really want to build a multi-million-dollar brand, you have to specify in your 3 biggest expenses, which is payroll, marketing, and the third is your actual products or services, whatever you're spending in there. Those are your company's 3 biggest expenses. And if you have the budget to do the marketing, and if you ever want to get past $1 million in revenue, you must have a strong marketing.
You have to, and you have to know what you're doing. That's the other side. It's so important because I think like one thing that I see with entrepreneurs and people that are new is their fear of spending money. And the only reason you're scared to spend money, and for everyone listening to this, write this down, record it, replay this 100 times because this is a fact. The only reason people are scared to spend money on the services that are going to move the needle is because of their lack of confidence in the outcome. They don't believe enough in themselves. Because here's the reality. You go up to any human being and you say, listen, get me $1 million in cash, 24 hours, and I will literally exchange briefcases with you with one of $5 million. And that's guaranteed. There's no way that this is not going to happen. People will find that $1 million. They'll get the funds to make that exchange. The only reason people don't take action is their lack of clarity, and they are not fully confident in the outcome. And here's the thing. When the entrepreneurs lack in the clarity realm, guess what? For every one entrepreneur that's lacking the clarity, there's 2 others out there that are getting clear, and they're throwing up the money up front to get the services they need. When I started my, the cosmetics company, I didn't take a paycheck or a nickel out of that company for 2.5 years because I was too busy paying all the professionals to get that company situated and structured right so that I would have sustainable, predictable, consistent growth instead of worrying about paying myself. No, I had people, everybody was getting, and there were times, I'm not going to lie, it's like you do that for a couple of years and you're just like, what the heck am I doing here? Like, I've got a staff, I've got team, I'm not taking a penny. I just keep reinvesting. When is this going to end? Well, you had one of the first people I hired, a strategist. We had a strategy for it to end. And even with the surfing company too, I took no money in the beginning because I kept reinvesting it. So getting past that fear of spending money, when people are saying, well, I don't know, and they're back and forth, I just don't think the vision is clear.
Yeah, so let me ask this, because I come from, the youngest, because I'm
Yeah.
starting out with this, and also, I think we're into 3 phases. Starting here, then maybe you're in the middle right there, and you're up there with experience.
I'm like on the
So
legacy side, yeah.
I want to ask you though, is this an issue of like a generational issue, or is this a personal issue, or where did it come from? Like,
What, the fear of
mentality?
spending?
Yeah, this type of mentality. Is this just a personal one, or?
I think I'm going to say it's definitely not generational, and it would have to be more on the personal, because there's people in your age group, her age group, my age group, who run strong, who run hot. They know what they want. Like for example, look at it like this, like your business. Okay. So you're designing the dining room of your house. Okay. So you have to figure out the paint, the color of the paint that you're putting on the wall. You're going to figure out the dining room table, the chairs. You're going to figure out, the little side piece, the chandelier, the light, whatever's going to be in the center. You got to figure all that out. Okay. That's going to cost money to get that all put together. Why do you not hesitate when it comes to purchasing those items? Because you can see them, touch them, feel them, and you can already visualize how they look. So it's easy to go out and say, here's X amount of dollars for a dining room table. Oh, these chairs look amazing. Let's do that. Oh, the placemats, don't forget those, the plates, the little side piece. I want all of that. It looks amazing. When it comes to your business, this is the thing. If you want to have a really solid chance at competing and, scaling and moving up in 2025, moving forward, you better have that kind of vision for your business. You never know exactly what the hell it is you need, and not be afraid to spend the freaking money to get there. Because it's like, for example, and you got to know what you're playing in too. It's like the old saying is, what is it? Like, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, or something like that.
Yep, it sure is.
Yeah. So it's like, if you're going to play in if your market is higher end market, you better represent higher markets. So, hire the trainers. Like if somebody didn't grow up in, say, that lifestyle, for example, like if you weren't exposed to a very wealthy lifestyle and that culture and the etiquette and everything like that, yet somebody is coming to me or you or any of us and saying, my business, I want to transact with these people. First thing I'm going to tell them is, pull up your e-brake. Let's look at your foundation, and let's go ahead and hire an etiquette coach. Let's hire, coaches to coach you, so you know how to carry yourself in that environment. Because I'll tell you what, they'll sniff you out in 2 seconds and you won't have a chance.
Can I go even a step further than that?
Sure.
So let's say you are doing all this home renovation for your new house.
Oh, you're just thinking about renovating the house.
whatever it is, okay? Why would you spend time figuring out what kind of paint, what kind of furniture, going to 10 different furniture stores, trying to pick the floor, trying to do it yourself? You're going to be 1 to 2 years in fixing and breaking things and trying to figure it out to save on pennies on the dollar, when you could have hired somebody professionally to get it done in 6 months or less. And that's where most business people are at. Oh, no, I don't have the money to do so. Oh, I'm going to try to figure it out myself. I'm just not at that stage yet. Okay, great. I'll see you later while you're walking, while I'm driving the car.
Well, here's the real answer to what you just said, to your point. It's not that you don't have the money, because money's out there, and I know that this is not something everybody wants to hear, but if your vision is that strong, you see, here's the thing. If you say you don't have the money, you don't have the vision, or you don't have the self-worth, or you don't have the conviction. It's one of those 3, because the money is out there. If the vision is strong and you are literally laser focused. You're super clear on that outcome, and you can see that. You can see, feel, even taste that out. You can step into that reality, and it's so real. You're going to find the money. You'll take out a credit card. You'll do whatever you have to do. Because if you were strategic about it and you planned out, most cases, 99% of people taking out another credit card's bad news. It's definitely, for most people, it is. But for that elite 1% who says, I need X amount of dollars and this will get me to it, that's a bold move because they already have a plan. They're not going to run that balance. It's a strategic investment. It's a strategic execution that they're making based on going in, understanding that if they're going to have to carry an interest rate for, 13%, 20%, whatever they are these days, carry that interest rate for a few months, realize they're going to pay a premium on that money, but they know what they're doing with it. And they know what they know what the expected outcome is going to be. Why hold back? Do it. Right. Make your dream happen. Here's the distinction that makes the difference, though. I have to put this out there just for ethical reasons, because so I just said a mouthful and shared a lot, which is, which it's all true. That being said, I'm not the only one on planet Earth that knows this stuff. There are other people out there that know it, and some of them aren't so ethical. So one thing I always say to people, especially if you're listening to this, is know yourself. Okay? Do not listen to what I just said or someone else and go, I'm going to go and get another credit card and take out a second mortgage on my house or something just so I can pay for it. Knowing deep down, you're not going to be fully committed. You're not going to really do what it takes. Meaning deep down, you could get a phone call on Saturday saying, hey, let's go to the beach and, hang out and splash in the water, as opposed to you could be doing something to get that paid off, that debt you just put yourself in. Yeah, if you know that you might have a propensity to go in the other direction, don't do it. That's for the 1% of people who actually do have a clear vision and a clear direction on their business, where it wants to go, how they want it to land, and all they need is a bridge for the short term.
It's a lot. But I think you're pointing to one word, very, very important word, the vision. I think a lot of people, they don't really pay attention to that. They just want to get started into whatever it is trendy. I mean, nowadays, I view it as a young, professional.
Yeah.
With social media and the videos, TikTok, they think it's just easy with whatever is trendy and they're just gonna make millions, right?
That's what's selling, though. That's exactly what's selling. It's get rich in 6 months by trading, what at Forex, whenever that was a trend.
Right.
It's just like when I saw those courses flying years ago when they started first coming out, I'm looking at these things and I'm like, this is so unethical. And these individuals, so many of them come off as straight shooters. And, here's the thing. This is the part that, all right, you guys were asking for something earlier. I'm going to give you a taste of it right now. And then I'm going right back. But when I first saw some of these personalities, we'll say on Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube and LinkedIn, it cracks me up because I swear the media out there and the big players, whatever, they have even the vocal tone dialed in.
Yeah,
so that reassuring voice that if I hear this voice, it means I have to buy because that's like the sound of my grandfather and he makes no bad decisions. And he said, and when he states something from 1986, he's right. And if he asks, it's like, come on, the second I hear that stuff, it's like, I just want to flush the toilet and walk away. And they do it on the other things too. You just be very aware and conscious of the voice you're hearing, the look of the person, because the top sellers, the ones that really like to leverage, how do I want to say it? The mind control technologies out there in a very unethical way. They know what they're doing.
And I also out there, you should do your own, homework, being, better observation skills. Because a lot of people, it's just so easy nowadays to sell anything. I'm
just going to put it out there like this.
Go ahead.
They're all wrong.
Right.
Avoid them all at all costs. Because here's the thing. The real smart ones are really smart. They're covering their trails. So you're going to Google them and they already have the Google reviews spiked. They're the ones that come up with the contradictory websites, which say, should I trust ABC product? They're the ones that posted that site. So they're trying to create controversy on their own stuff. And then at the end, it says, well, after careful review, the product's really not that bad. Maybe you should give it a try. Like you didn't create it. Come on.
Yeah, going
You
back
know?
to the courses, we're actually in a course crash because there is so much mistrust in everything in business right now, especially with the
As there should
courses.
be.
Number one, because you can't expect somebody to just give them a course of whatever, let's say 3 months, and do it yourself.
Right.
That doesn't work. You need somebody one-on-one, and you need that human connection
Well-
because every problem is different.
No,
Every situation is different.
You're 100% right. And with that, I think, and this is why mindset is so important. Okay. Because with the right mindset, you start to see through the matrix, you start to see through the fog. And what is, how do you do that? Well, you got to work on it consistently, 90 days to create a habit. And what is consistency? All consistency is, does anyone know what consistency is?
Just doing the same thing over and over again until it sticks.
Yeah, well, that's a nice way to put it. The more technical way is it's about automating habits so they require less conscious effort. That's consistency. I think a lot of people use the word consistency without having any clue. It just means, I'm going to do the same thing every day. But what's the deeper meaning of consistency? It's about automating habits. So it becomes automated. All right, we got a call here, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Sabrina. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. We have Sebastian here today. Say hi, Sebastian.
Hey, Sabrina, how you doing?
Bruh, I'm doing so much good. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing with these two amazing people.
I love it. So what's going on? What's the party?
Well, the party's for Sebastian here. I'm hoping he's going to share some good stuff with you here.
I'm also like to listen.
Sebastian. My son's name was going to be Sebastian, but we named him Elijah.
Oh, come on. What happened there?
Because my name is Sabrina, and I felt like we'd have similar nicknames with the SAB, SEB, and I thought that'd be kind of not good.
We'll pass that. We'll pass that.
How's his current name working?
Elijah? Oh, he's such an Elijah.
Does he ever by mistake does he ever wake up in the morning and say, Mom, I don't know why, but in my dreams I was hearing the name Sebastian?
Never. He gets all the ladies. The ladies love his name. That's all that matters in a man's world, right? It's the ladies.
That's very true.
So, yeah, he's 21 years old. He's absolutely gorgeous. He's got the dimples. He works out every day.
I would never think I was talking to his mom in a million years.
Yeah,
you're an amazing mom. He's a lucky guy to have such a great mom. But
So tell me about Sebastian. What's up?
Yeah, I want to know about Sebastian. What's up, man?
So I'm a pretty young entrepreneur and professional, I would call myself, but I'm really big into the fitness and performance side of aspect in life and business.
What's up with fitness? Tell everyone.
It's a lot, but it's a big thing for me and also the people that I work with, even clients. Help them. I try to change their perspective on fitness into more from a chore perspective, more into a tool. I think I view fitness as a tool, so that will help me reach whatever goal I want to reach. And again,
I love that. What's the biggest issue you're having in your business?
Biggest issue that I have in my business, I would say probably the scaling, or perhaps maybe finding the right mentors or advisors. I think, but I want to find the authentic, honest people too, because there's a lot out there, right? You know a lot of people out there. So yeah.
Who do you follow?
There's a few people, but not. I don't really follow the big names because, like I said, I do my homework. I don't really believe in the first thing that I see. The only name that I would say, well, right now I'm trusting right here my friend, and also one of my mentors is Emmanuel Sembroni. He's also in
Love Manny. Yeah, he's
a local one. But I keep it more into a trustworthy group instead of listening to whatever is out there.
Awesome. I love that. What's your main way of getting clients or leads?
Right now, word of mouth and also in-person networking.
In-person networking.
Yes.
Very cool. I love that. How's your social media helping you out?
It is well. I'm not really putting a lot of work or time on that one. I'm still building the foundations, and like I said, I want to go back into building my core, group of advisors and people that can help me out.
I love that. One of the things that I teach all of the individuals that are in my community is a 3-1-1 method. So 3 meaning one product, one message, and one platform. So instead of feeling like you're spread just super thin across all the platforms, everyone's like, do all the things in all the areas all the time. I just say become omnipresent on one platform. Just pick one, because our online presence is becoming more and more imperative, unfortunately, for those that don't necessarily like it very much, for your expertise, for people to actually take you as an authority in the space. So you got to have something out there. So don't worry about all of them. Just worry about one and have one message and one product.
So more like into the conquer and divide type strategy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, dude, think Mr. Beast. Like, I'm sure you know Mr. Beast. Yeah. Everyone does at this point. He just conquered YouTube, dude. He wasn't worried about all the other places. He was just like, I'm going to create the best freaking 15-minute segment on YouTube every freaking week. That's all I'm going to do. And he just concentrated on. Are you serious?
Mr. Beast is one of the
most
famous YouTubers. Yeah, one of the most famous YouTubers that.
What does he talk about, though? What is he?
He's not one of the most famous. He is the most famous.
Entertainment content for, I think it's mainly on the.
He does challenges a lot. Well, that's how he started out, and right now he even has his own show and everything.
So he's entertainment. That's probably why I haven't heard of him. I don't really watch entertainers, so. I like to keep it to the facts, and I don't even do much social media.
But Sabrina, going back to your point, you were saying that you pretty much focusing
on like a beast.
One task or one aspect of your fitness, and then you move into the next one. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Okay. And then the follow-up, dude, the follow-up just has to be forever. I just say you have to follow up forever. You have to have a good CRM, a good platform where you're keeping track of all of your customers and continue to follow up. I have a 77 pipeline, as far as 77 ways of reoccurring and re-following up with every single customer or every single prospect. So everything from, DMing to emails, to a phone call, to a text message, to a postcard, to a shout out, to a tag, and constantly just be hitting them up, because they're not ready now, but they will be ready at some point. And if you're not plugged in with them, somebody else is, and they're snatching them.
Gotcha. All right.
Interesting. Are there any, like, for what you're talking about? Because again, what you've shared, a lot of it sounds really good. What is the constraints, though, or not the constraints, but what is the criteria? Like, for example, here's the thing, like some businesses I can think of, like if someone has a business and they want to scale and they really want to take it to the next level and they want to just keep pushing and going harder and going bigger and scaling, I can see this, maybe this could be a path for them. However, if someone's just, that they have a business where they work with, 5, 6 people, they meet them, socially face to face, and they're right where they want to be. This may not apply to them, right? If I'm understanding correctly.
To me, honestly, if your pipeline is not smashed full, you're always in a state of lack of money. Because every single time those 5 fall off, which happen within a year or two, nobody's keeping 5 clients for freaking 12 years. This is a turnover. So if you don't have a massive pipeline, a massive wait list that's waiting to give you money, then every single time 1 or 2 of those fall off, you're right back to not being able to pay your bills. I mean, unless you're retired and you've got like millions of dollars hanging out and you're just like having fun. I'm not even talking to that person. But if you're a person who's in business to pay your bills and have nice cars and live in a nice house and take care of your children, you have to have a massive pipeline. So this way, every single time you finish a client, there's another one right there just begging to give you money. And if you're not out there pulling and creating momentum for yourself, then every single time one falls off, then you're frantic. You're like, oh my God, what do I do? How do I get it? How do I make up the money? And then everyone's feeling this feeling of anxiety. To me.
Yeah, no, I get it. I don't think it has to be massive, though. I see having a pipeline and having people. I think a lot of it's business dependent on what somebody's price point is, what their profit margin is, how many people
To
they
me, I'd
need.
rather have a wait list, dude. I'd rather have a
I'm
wait
not
list.
saying not to have a wait list. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that I don't know how, like what massive. I just don't know what massive means. That's what I
Well,
hang on.
Well,
'Cause-
that's anybody's business. I mean, anybody. It's always different. Depends how expensive your product is. If you have a product that's $10, or you have a product that's $100,000, I mean, obviously that's different. If I'm selling yachts, or if I'm selling keychains, that's a little different. You know.
Yeah, no, I was just sticking to with the word massive, like having that massive pipeline. So I think what's important is somebody, yeah, they want people to be in line to work with them for their business or be customers, but just really like grounding it down to what do you really need? What are your financial goals? What numbers are you looking at? Maybe you don't have to grind in all these areas as you previously thought you did or something like that. Because for someone, it depends on the life cycle of a customer too.
100%.
Yeah, you could have, I know some industries that have customers for 10, 15, 20 years, they're ongoing. Like, my ex, she was her hairstylist. She'd been loyal to her for 15 years or something. So I think a lot of it's dependent. There's a lot of dependence there.
Yep,
Just getting
we got
clear.
4 seconds.
All right. Hey, thank you, Sabrina.
All right, I want to go in on that,
Yeah,
guys, just because I want to clear some things in the air, especially.
I know the massive was that like I love what she's doing, and she is like, listen, for people that are low on the motivation scale and they're lacking clarity, maybe building something up like that could be really, really, really positive for them. So I'm definitely not going to discount it, but I also think it's really important, like we were talking about, the integrity and credibility and things like that. For somebody to be, you got to get clear on what kind of business are you in? How much are you looking to make? What is your profit margins? What is your, your overhead, your net, all of that. Get clear on those numbers. And then let's figure out what kind of pipeline do you really need? How many customers do you need?
What was her point? Because I wasn't
I
really
want to
understanding
I want to
it.
go back on that because
Yeah,
a
go
lot of
ahead.
people need to understand the misconception of outdated marketing. Say
Yeah.
you're on one platform. Let's go back to TikTok getting banned, which might still happen. You grew an audience just on TikTok. TikTok goes away the next day. You're out of thousands of followers, thousands of wonderful leads that could have nurtured your business. Sure, Mr. Beast focused on one platform, but that does not mean he didn't use all the other platforms as leverage to spread the word. Another great person who did this is Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate built what's the word for it? A cult following, because not only did he'd never had a main page actually. Not only was he on YouTube, but his following and his company created thousands, hundreds of different pages on TikTok, Instagram, all the other social medias as free advertising. So if you really think that you're going to be successful by only honing in on one platform, let me tell you, you're setting yourself up for success, because not only is your crowd in different platforms, because everybody's different and has their choices, but there will always be a greater audience and you will always get your ROI if you're spread through everything. And it's easier than ever to be on every single platform while creating amazing content without spending more time. That's what AI and platform automations like at Metricool, for example, you can take the same video and post it to thousands of different platforms without spending an extra second doing it.
Opus Clip. Opus Clip will do it for you. You upload your video. Should I even mention them? Are we sponsored by them? I don't think so. I just paid for my plan. I'm giving you guys a plug. I hope you're watching it. But no, you upload your video to Opus Clip and it'll just slice it apart. And
10 minutes, you're
Yeah.
already.
and you're on like, what do you want to be on? You might even could sign up for platforms. So yeah, I get your
Show
point.
up as many times as possible on as many platforms as possible. Some places, blogs or whatever, you can tweak the words and make a specific strategy for that, but you're missing on major money if you're focused on one platform, and you're at risk of completely losing everything if that platform disappears or it stops being famous tomorrow.
Well, and also too, one thing I'm going to add to that is, like, especially these days, because of the way the internet is, like in the early days on the internet, there weren't as many websites. So
There we go. The
you could be,
competition was low.
yeah. Now it's like there's so much. The suggestions I pass along to people is, if they really want to make a run at being very successful and reaching the levels that they aspire to achieve, learn human contact, learn social skills, learn how to talk to people, learn how to connect with people. Because guess what? That has been around since human beings walked on this earth, and it's never going to go away. The internet, and things like this, these social platforms, like you said, TikTok could disappear. You have no control over TikTok.
We're still in here. Like, it could disappear in the next 90 days. And then what are you going to do if that's the only platform you focused on? Tomorrow it's gone. You have to start from zero because you followed some outdated marketing strategy.
Well, and here's the thing. This is strategy. Okay. Think strategic. What is strategy? Again, an answer that most people don't answer. Strategy is taking control of what you actually have control of. So to be strategic, you need to know what you have control of and what you don't. And to plan out a strategy, you need to be taking control of that. Well, that's more on the execution. But the point I'm getting at is we all have control over whether we decide to practice and build and grow and develop our social skills. And social skills are never going to disappear. They're never going to get outdated. They're never going to go out of style. And there's something you can, once you have them, you can always fall back on them and depend on them. Like TikTok, if it disappears, hey, somebody was a huge sensation today on TikTok. TikTok gets pulled, it's gone.
You're gone.
There you go. Yeah. And how many creators and people hide behind their social media channel? In person, they're duds. They don't even know how to communicate. They stare at their shoelaces. It's like,
look, Jeff, that's one thing that I want to mention and emphasize to even the young people that are listening to, and people that are my age too, and even younger, is to really focus on those foundational skills, which they come down into the
foundational. I like the yes.
Skills. That's what I'm building right now. Since I, started my journey at 18, I wanted to build first my soft skills and then obviously my hard skills, and that has helped me out. And I think that's gonna take. I mean, you're gonna have that forever. It's not gonna go away. You can use that.
And you know what? To your point as well, is you can take it around the world with you. Because one thing is somebody who's been, to almost every continent and more countries than I can keep track of. And I have a lot of gratitude, and I'm very grateful to literally sit here and say that I have what I consider to be really close friends in almost every country I have visited at this point. People are people. Communication is communication. If you know how to listen to someone and be with someone and connect with someone wholeheartedly, you take that skill anywhere you want. You don't have to worry about a massive pipeline. You already have one. It's called planet Earth and the human race.
That's what I was covering at our speaking engagement the other day. I was covering that businesses go through the 5 cycles. So first, getting attention. So getting eyeballs on your business, because people want what you have to offer. And then you extend them up the line. Okay, you get them to commit an intention, so small little commitments. Number 3, you get them to actually make the purchase. Then you extend them up the line to upsell them, so you can continue getting different revenue from the same client. And then retention. That's the most important part.
Yep.
Building on that relationship to be that trusted advisor, no matter where or how long they've been with you. There's always something more that you can offer, and people are always needing more. So it's meeting your customer where it's at. That way you're not waiting to see, who's in your pipeline. Who can you work with right now, or who are you already working?
And look, trust is, it's a soft skill. So
yes.
Building trust it's a soft skill that we all have to strive to learn on.
And building trust,
it's hard. It takes.
Well, I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to say it's hard, but it's look at it like this: you can build trust, and it can take time for some people, and it does. Everybody's different. So some people you build it quicker than others. But here's the thing: make no mistake, the building may be a different journey for everybody, but the breaking it.
Instant.
Yeah. Have you ever heard somebody say, well, I did all these good things and blah, blah, blah. I can't believe. Sorry, that's how it works. If you represent yourself a certain way, be that way. That's supposed to be you, because if that's how you're projecting yourself, and when people trust you, they trust you based on what you're showing, what you're putting out there. So it's your duty and obligation to maintain that on all fronts. Unless something changes, then you do what you have to do. You cut off the relationship. But guess what? You still keep the trust because you're being honest.
Professional.
It's so easy. Yeah, it's so easy. There's a lot of people out there who are scared to be themselves.
Yeah.
And I get it. This world's can be a cruel, mean place. And that's why the mindset is so important, the resilience. I used to, I remember even with my last company, like when I was doing the door-to-door to begin it in the early days, people would be like, Jeff, how can you handle all that rejection? I'd just laugh. I'd be like, that's not rejection. This is what
It's redirection.
I used to say to them, I'd be like, no, nobody said no to me. No, I didn't get rejected. There's none of that. And they'd be like, what are you talking about? They said they weren't going to buy. I said, I was just misunderstood. Don't worry. I'm going to figure out how to communicate better. I'm going to go back to them. So that was my mindset. I just literally approached everything like I was misunderstood. It was not them. It was me. I'm the one that I had to figure out my communication. And sure enough, I'll never forget the one account in the Florida Keys on the 11th visit. 11th time was a charm. She signed up. And I would say to her, I'd be like, listen, no, I'm misunderstood again. I'm going to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to figure out, how to present this to you. So it resonates. Don't waste your time. I'm not buying your products. Yeah, finally, 11th time. Well, it's funny because she goes, I've never had someone come in here so many times and ask me to buy. She's like, I'm just going to write an order to get you to stop visiting. And I was like, cry, buy, or die. Here's the order form. I take check or credit card. Signed up, and you know what happened? You know where I got the confidence to do that? And really, honestly, where it came from, the energy, jokes aside, is because I knew deep in my heart, I knew without even questioning, I would do the right thing no matter what. So if she came back a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks, a month, and said, hey, Jeff, your product's not selling. I'm stuck with it. I can't believe I placed an order. Or not even have to say that. Just, hey, Jeff, the product's not, I would say to her real simply, put it aside, pay for what's sold. I'm going to buy back what hasn't. And we're going to be friends. And you know what? I win no matter what in that relationship. And so doesn't she. Because even if the product didn't work, she now knows my character. She now knows what I'm made of. She now knows who she's doing business with. So that's somebody that she will pick up the phone for, have a conversation with. Now, granted, it took all that persistence to get there. But the point of the matter is when somebody sees what you're really made of, when you're made of the right stuff, trust me, there's no effort that's lost. And if you are who you say you are, guess what? I was kind of making a little joke of it earlier, but here's the God's honest truth. You are being misunderstood. Because if you do have a product that is going to sell and it's going to sell, in worst case scenario, something goes left of center and you're going to do the right thing, then why are you holding back for any business you're in? I don't care what it is you do. You're a personal trainer. You're a chef. You juggle while riding a unicycle up and down the street. Be the best. Push it. Because if that's who you are, why are you holding back from the world? Because the world needs you. The world needs the right people out there, not the ones that are going to, promise the world and sell you these courses and then disappear and just leave you or shame you if you call in for a refund saying, well, you opened the packet, didn't you? Well, don't you think you should just get 60% back? Come on. I always say, I share with my clients all the time. If your intuition tells you something is off, friggin' listen to it.
It's always right.
Well,
Yeah.
Look, from all the things that you're saying, one word it sticks out to me is this self-awareness that you have in yourself. You're aware that it's the things that you have to work on yourself, the things that your product has to improve. You're aware of the other parties' issues, whatever it is. You're all constantly being aware of all these things. That it's something that relates to the point that we started is it was mentality, right? It was what
mindset.
The mindset, right?
Yeah.
I think it also starts with that, being self-aware with everything that's going around you.
Yeah, and you have to have good intentions. You have to be coming from. I think I don't like saying the word "have" because nobody has to do anything. But the reality is when you're coming from good intentions and with the self-awareness, you have good intentions. You're going to do the right thing. When these ingredients come together, there's no reason to hold back. There's no reason to stop. If your heart, your mind, and your soul and spirit are all in the right place, And I mean, you are truly aligned. Like, you're not going to make excuses. You're not going to roll your eyes at these people. Because remember, if you're selling someone something, I don't care if it's a product or a service, you're accountable. You're making a promise to someone, and someone, I don't care how they got their money, they got it somehow, whether it was given, works, whatever. It's their darn money. They don't have to give you a red nickel. They don't have to give you anything. And if someone gives you their money for your product or service, I at least believe it needs to be looked at as sacred. You're engaging in a sacred transaction.
They're giving you their trust. Not their money,
Yes,
their trust.
that's exactly it. Well, yeah, I was going to go a little bit longer,
Yeah, well,
but you got
I
high
got
five, dude. You see it. But that's sacred. That is sacred, and I don't care if you're making $1 million transactions or $5 transactions. It's sacred nonetheless. Even if it's a quarter in a gumball machine, that better be a good gumball, because I just gave you a quarter. They're probably like $1 now. It used to be a quarter when I was a kid. All right, we got to make a call.
All right.
Who are we going to call? Let's get on this show, someone. This boring show. I think we're just putting everyone to sleep. Huh. Hassani.
Hassani's new.
Yeah, what does Hassani do? Did you read
Not
his
sure.
profile?
No, we're about to find out.
We'll see if he answers. Almost sounds like a clothing designer.
I know,
Hassani.
right? It does.
I'd wear Hassani.
Or water, like the sunny.
Oh, yeah. Competition. You better answer, because we're going to keep talking about his name. Or is it really Steve Hassani?
It
Or is it
could be
Hassani
Steve.
Steve?
What if it's not even Hassani? It's just Steve. Hello.
See, see?
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
So who do we have here? Steve or Hassani?
Yeah.
It's Steve. Was Steven? Steven.
All
How
right.
you doing?
Good. Hey, welcome to the show. You're live.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
How's it going?
it's going amazing, Steve. I want to introduce you to our special guest here tonight, Sebastian. He's involved in fitness, and he does all kinds of amazing things with mental and physical frameworks. So he can talk all about that. So I hope you have some questions for him, because I know he's probably got some questions for you.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, Sebastian. Yeah, you could go. I'm listening.
All right. Well, I don't know if you have any questions. If you want to start with one question, and I'll just follow up with another one. See what.
Well, I mean, first off, I'd like just if you could break down exactly what you do. I mean, I know you kind of elaborate a little bit.
Absolutely. So I help high-level professionals pretty much develop an unbreakable mindset through fitness. That's pretty much it. That's a pitch right there. Yeah, I help them stay on top of their game as long as they want to be in the game, pretty much.
Right. So you're a personal trainer. You said.
Yeah. In other words, yeah, you can say that. I would call myself more like a performance expert, but sure, you can call me fitness. I don't care about titles.
Okay. All right. And what's like what's your resume? Like, what have you done? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, is that anything you worked with, like, on that level, or is it just you work with everyone?
No,
What's
so I just work with specific high level entrepreneurs, professionals. Back in my background, I started back in my college years. Actually, I'm just 24, but I started in 18, 19. That's where I was just a personal trainer at a regular gym, and then I met my business partner, and we just he had some skills, I had other ones. We just joined, and we made it happen, and now we're helping about 15 to 20 professionals, and we're trying to grow into maybe 50 to 100 by the end of the year.
Right. Okay. And so with that being said, are you're looking for obviously people to train in so many words, right? Like just on that level?
Yeah, sure. I mean, not right now. We're not calling you to pitch you on this, but we're also trying just to have a conversation. But sure. I mean, the main thing that I also use this business as a tool for me to even connect with high level people, because I also want to provide some sort of value before even asking something.
Right. Well, yeah, definitely. Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I mean, but I guess I wouldn't say I have too many questions. I mean, I am getting back into, I guess, the fitness thing. I was working out for a better part of my life. Like I played, like Pop Warner football. I played high school. I played college football. So I mean, I had some kind of history of working out and stuff. But I don't
Gotcha.
per se have like like a trainer or anything right now. My girlfriend, she's in California. She's on her fitness journey right now, actually, as we speak. So I mean, I don't know if I could possibly even connect you guys on that level.
Right.
I don't know if it would help out. You know what I mean? Like that's so. And and I do health insurance in Florida. Well throughout the United States. But,
Gotcha.
I live
Sounds
in
like a
Florida.
conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
but on the other hand, though, you sound like a finance guy. What do you do for a living?
You said I found like a finance. No. I mean, well, I basically have. It's actually like all in one. It's like a one-stop shop. I do, like I said, I do the health insurance. I do Medicare. I do Medicaid. I do Xfinity, AT&T. I do iPOS with the POS system with Apple. I'm a director at Legal Shield and ID Shield. We do ID and legal insurance for people, businesses, protect them and stuff. I do a ton of different things.
So you're more like a surprise box, right? Because you have so many
But-
talents, right?
Well, it's more like I said, it's a one-stop shop.
Okay.
Like with if you're already dealing with somebody to help you with your and help you with any one of those different things, to be able to help you with other things that within the realm where you don't have to run around and go to this person and that person.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
pretty much saving people's time, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
For
Trust
sure.
me, they deal with me, so it's like, why not do everything? And I'm
Well,
hiring too.
Uh,
So
I do want to mention this because I think it should be a topic, a point of interest for us to talk about is that when you take care of your body, you immediately make more money. When you have your body and your physical health in check, you're immediately setting yourself up to make more money.
Health is
Right.
wealth.
Right, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I agree. I also have an online dispensary that we actually work with people that do training, because we have like creatine, and we have different things. We have a pain bomb, to help with the pain and everything.
You're into a lot of things, Steve. You're really like a wide entrepreneur. It sounds like
Yes, sir.
Wow. How long have you been doing this for? Like, how long have you been an entrepreneur?
I've been an entrepreneur for, I would say, about 8 years now.
All right, so long enough that you've graduated. You're an entrepreneur. You're not. You have a wantrepreneurs, you have hopepreneurs, you have dreamapreneurs,
So many
Right.
and then you have entrepreneurs. Yeah,
Right,
7, 8
yeah.
years entrepreneur.
Yeah. Trust me, I weathered the storm. There was a lot of, but like I said, I was an EMT. I've done a ton of things. I was an EMT for 10 years in New York City.
Wow. All right.
Taught
New York
HVAC.
City.
That's
all
good for
right.
mind. That's great for
That
mindset
is
and
so good for
resilience. Yeah.
mindset.
Yeah, I taught HVAC, heat, air conditioning, and ventilation at Lincoln Technical Institute in Union, New Jersey.
What?
This man's
Why
been
c-
everywhere.
yeah, why
Tried
can't
it
you
all.
do?
So you could literally come to my house and go over my insurance options, my legal options, and all of a sudden my AC kicks off. You know how to fix it. Then I have a heart attack, and you're gonna save my life. Like,
Yep.
dude, can I have an extra room? You want? I got. I need it. We need Steve. Everyone needs Steve Hassani in their life. Holy, come on, tell the truth. Your real name's Superman.
Yeah, well, no, it is actually. But I just go under Steve. I don't want to scare anybody.
I understand. I know. It's one day I'll share my deep, dark, secret, hidden past too. I left the cape in the truck as well. So
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. Like I said, it's just it's a great experience, just being able to help a ton of people.
no, it's a great journey too. It's like you have a lot of stories I can imagine.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
this is the gold, dude. This is the gold in your chest. Is that all this experience? And I bet there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people even super close to you or don't even know about or are aware, but sometimes you replay and think in your mind, just remembering, and it helps you in certain times.
Definitely. And I also do music too. I do
This man.
I'm done.
I do mixing, I do mastering, I play instruments, everything. Yeah.
What?
And
He said,
Yeah,
wait a
and-
minute.
I
But
make
there's
handcrafted-
more.
There's more.
I make handcrafted one-of-one organic coconut candles like Miami. I cut the coconut and I make handcrafted one-of-one candles, ashtrays, cigar trays. Yeah, unorthodox business.
We love it. We love it.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, Domenica, did you call an AI bot?
He's like, what can I help you
Nah,
with today?
Wow.
yeah,
So
it's real.
so while I'm dead, like dying on the floor, and you just saved my life, you can bring me back to life with a musical song, light a candle. Ah, gosh,
Yeah,
I
I
love
never
this.
thought of it. You know what's so funny? I never thought of it like that, but that is
And
true.
he's gonna pay you out for getting that heart attack.
For real.
$50,000.
Yeah. So you'll let me die. You'll let me stay dead for a few more seconds just so that the payout hits the threshold.
I gotta make it worth it.
Dude, this guy's dangerous, man. I kind of like it. I like these people in my life.
Oh man. Yeah, so what this is the show. This is the actual like the
This is
podcast.
the Monday show.
Yeah, you're on Mentorship Monday. So like
So
Domenica calling you is pure gold because your energy, your vibe, your story,
yeah.
it's dude, welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, well thank you for having me.
Of course.
Don't forget to leave a good review for me. All right. Say I'm a cool guy. All right.
You
But
got
I appreciate you guys.
Thanks for coming on the show. Well,
Yes, and like I said, they could find me. I guess anywhere. This is Asani Stephen Gargan. That's my government name.
find him on the Owwll App.
perfect. And on the Owwll app, everyone on the
And of
Owwll
course
app.
on the Owwll app, of course. No app is better.
That's
All
right.
right.
Jason loves us now. All right, have a good one, man. All
He's
right.
gonna have so many landing pages. Just
You know what though? Like
Streamline it all.
his energy, his vibe, the way he was. It's just like that was interesting.
That's Miami in a nutshell, though.
It really is. All right, everyone. Well, listen, I want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. I want to thank Sebastian for being our honored guest this evening on Mentorship Mondays. And before we totally close it out, let Sebastian leave some final words.
Well,
And by the way, he's going to be on the Owwll app, everyone. So you got to find him.
I'm new there, so yeah, you can hit me over there. So just want to say I really appreciate this moment this time. It's my first time, and I love it. New experiences, more stories in my life now. You have so many, so I want to add more into my life, and this is a good one. And hopefully, I can get invited again, and I can provide more value.
Awesome.
Always. But I also want to say, just because like you do focus on working with high level entrepreneurs and business owners who are just very limited on their time. And like me and you were talking earlier, sometimes we do get in those nutshells where we just can't, we can have it all, but there's some times where we won't be able to have it all at once.
Yeah, you just can't have it all at the same time.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
just have to know what lane you're in at the present moment.
Right. So like I'm here right now where I'm in such a time crunch, going from here to there, doing so many things, traveling, doing this, that. I literally am in a time in my life where maybe I can't have it all, or maybe I'm trying to balance, like trying to work out, trying to eat healthy, doing all this, but I'm doing the best I can. What's awesome about you is that you will get a workout where you can work out at home or you can be at the gym and still burn so many calories and build your muscle without having to feel like I need to take an hour or two out of my day to do so. You do
That's huge.
in 30 to 45 minutes. And when you first put me on, I was like, I don't believe this. This is going to be nothing.
She did it. She was amazing.
I really did not. And then I did it and I was like, holy shit. Like this,
Transformation?
the next day I could barely walk, and I weight train.
But the whole goal is just to make sure it's challenging enough for you to concentrate and be present in the
Yeah,
moment.
that's it. That
So
part
a lot
too.
of
Get
times
out of
you're
your
working out, you're
mind.
thinking about other stuff. No, like my goal is for you to focus on that moment and then get out of there.
A disciplined focus moment,
For
in
sure.
and out. All right.
Right.
Well, everyone, thanks so much. Remember, download the Owwll app. You can find all of us on the Owwll app, along with so many more professionals and experts. There you have it. Have a great night. See you in a couple weeks.